Watanabe is a new fire element tank character that replaces Nanami Starfarer. A clear change is his greater ability to reduce fire resistance, and he can also reduce swap cooldown by 3 seconds when at SSS. For me, he still isn't a Gen 3 character because he lacks the new ability that Gen 3 characters should have, the affix. Before we explain how to play Watanabe in real situations, I want everyone to understand his basics. If we use a 3 ping, we'll get 1 bullet. 3 bullets can hold at once. Then a basic attack will earn 1 blaze orb. 3 blaze orbs can hold at once. Using a blaze orb will give 1 ultimate stack. Max 3 stacks or 6 stacks for SSS. When you reach 3 stacks, you can finish with the ultimate. I think everyone should now understand how Watanabe's core passive works. Now let's take a look at how you should play in the warzone to achieve the highest possible speed. This is how you trigger Matrix and parry plus gain 1 blaze orb, and this is how you cancel 3 red animation. The difference with SSS is that when you trigger a parry, you immediately get 2 blaze orbs. This makes SSS faster per cycle. This is one of the movesets that was designed, but isn't practical for real use because it takes too long and deals low damage. However, if you want to learn it just for fun, it's simple. After you enter core passive mode and have 3 bullets, just hold basic attack. He will uses the hook to hover in the air, then dive downwards to attack, pulling in nearby enemies and dealing fire damage. This will consume 3 bullets. If you are SS3, will gain 1 blaze orb. The only reason you should go for SS3 is the 10% increase in the fire resistance reduction effect. The rest doesn't provide any real advantage in actual gameplay. We can say that Watanabe is playable since SS0. SSS0 Watanabe is definitely worth it. Here's a summary of the reasons. Increases animation speed. Maximum stacks of ultimate increases to 6. Fire resistance reduction effect increase by 10%. Reduces swap cooldown by 3 seconds. Successfully parry for the first time additionally gains 1 blaze orb. Increase ultimate damage. The ability to generate 2 blaze orbs instantly with a parry significantly boosts the damage cycle, allowing faster access to the ultimate. Faster rotation. With quicker blaze orb generation, you can cycle through your abilities more efficiently, leading to higher DPS. Since Watanabe's main damage comes from the Blaze Orb, the increase in ultimate damage from SSS3 isn't really worth it. The same goes for SSS6, as we don't use that moveset at all, it's completely worthless to me. SSS Plus is the most worthwhile point because it boosts the damage of the Blaze Orb. The pulling recommendations is SS3, SSS0 or SSS Plus. For his memory and resonance for Alphans for Cottie. If you plan to pulling Lucia Pyroath SS0, this build's still his main build at that time, but you have to re-resonance for the bottom slot to class passive. For now, I still recommend the ultimate in the bottom slot. The second build is 4 Alphans for Shakespeare. This build is primarily for Pain Cage, but in the near future it will be the go-to build for Warzone once Luna Oblivion gets updated. For Lucia Pyroath, if you plan to pulling her at SS3 or higher, this build will be Watanabe main build in Warzone as well. For now, I recommend class passive in the bottom slot, since Luna Oblivion isn't far. His signature weapon is crucial. Without it, you can forget about executing 2 rotations effectively. Deadline timing is not required for Cottie but necessary for Shakespeare. The only 5-star weapon you can realistically obtain in the game is the Pale Feather. Increase fire damage by 10%. The signature combat unit boosters, Shadow Wing, increase base damage of Blaze Orb by 75%. For free A-rank combat unit boosters, Yuan Yi is a good choice. Increase fire damage by 10% and enemies stunned by Yuan Yi take 10% extra damage. It's clear that Watanabe SS0 is stronger than Hyperreal SS3. Currently, the Fire team has Watanabe as the main DPS, while Hyperreal has dropped to being the second DPS, and Liv serves as the full support. This team is suitable for those who don't have Hyperreal. You can use Nanami Pulse as a support since her 15% fire resistance reduction, under overclocking state, can stack with Watanabe's fire resistance reduction. Liv can then be used as the second DPS. You can use Lee Palifier instead if you don't have Nanami Pulse. As a last resort for those who don't have both Hyperreal and Liv Emperia, you can use Lee Palefire as the second DPS and Sophia as the support.